I also understand, too, that it was important to understand the living word of St. John, who accordingly was someone who actually had direct knowledge and experience of Jesus Christ. Tell us about that.
Yes, White Eagle, the being White Eagle, has actually had many, many incarnations as a leader of humanity. He had one incarnation as a leader in Egypt, one of the chief priests in Egypt. He also had an incarnation as John, the beloved, the disciple that Jesus loved, and probably the most evolved of all the disciples. In fact, I'm sure that that's correct. He had a lot of the same abilities that Jesus came into that life with. And he went with Jesus to many of the places Jesus went with. He was with them right at the end. So this being that takes the name of White Eagle for this work is a very, very wonderful high being. And in fact, I understand from some of White Eagle's more secret teachings that White Eagle himself is associated with the Master Saint Germain. So it's a very wonderful phenomenon, the whole of this White Eagle work that we have been given. And White Eagle himself is a very, very wise teacher with much experience of the earth. He himself knows the difficulties that we all have to go through on the earth. And since he's taught many, many times before as a very high teacher, he can help us greatly. And it's interesting he has not chosen to incarnate physically for this teaching, but he's giving it to us behind the veil. In fact, it's all finished now. When Grace Cook passed on about in the 1980s, the teaching finished, but there was a huge body of teaching given. The compendium of all the teaching goes into 2 huge volumes. So he felt his work was finished, and he doesn't teach through anybody else. So that is a little bit of the history of this great being, White Eagle. That's all I can give you. He's obviously got many, many more lives behind him, of which I know very little about. But we know enough. The fact that he was a teacher among the Native Americans in Peru, that's the life he refers to when he gives us this bit of history. And then in some of the books he refers to his life in Egypt, and then he certainly refers to his life as St. John with Jesus, because the basis of this work, the Bible of the White Eagle work today, is the book called The Living Word of St. John. And you can find this all on the website, which is www.whiteeaglelodge.org. There's only one E. And you'll find a lot of what I'm talking about there on the web.
Now, when people become interested, what are usually as a reason they come to want to embrace this work of White Eagle and the White Eagle Lodge?
Well, I think people have different reasons, but I suspect most people have the same experience that I had, which is that they've arrived at a serious crossroads of their lives. And they go to the churches like I did, because that had been my religion of my childhood. I was brought up in the Church of England. And so I think they go to the churches and they talk to the priests, as I did, and they probably don't get the serious answers that they're looking for. They don't find the meaning, the ultimate meanings to life, a meaning that gives them confidence to move forward on that conventional Christian path. That conventional path is no longer suitable, so they try lots of other things. They've tried Buddhism, Sufism, maybe Islam, because Islam too is very beautiful. That's the Sufi part of it. And many of them end up in this work, the White Eagle Lodge work, because that is so aligned to Christianity. So many people from the Church of England or even the Roman Catholic Church find that the White Eagle work is very suitable for them. They like it very much. So that's how they end up there, as I did.
Very good. I first of all want to thank you for taking the time to share this with our listeners here. Very fascinating stuff here. Is there, you gave a website out earlier, is that where people can find out more about this?
Yes, I'll just give it again. They can either Google White Eagle Lodge work, or they can go directly to the website, which is www.whiteeaglelodge.org. There's not two E's in the middle, so you have to be careful to type in whiteeaglelodge.org.
Very good. Morelle, thank you so much for joining us here on the program today. It's been a pleasure.
And I might say, Daniel, I've got my own site for anybody in Portland who wants to come to our meetings locally, and they'll find that under my site, which is ringingcedarslifecoaching.com. That's my website. And through that, they can get in touch with me and find out where we meet in Portland.
Very good. Thank you again for joining us here on the program today.
Thank you very much, Danielle. Thank you.
We want to thank you, the listeners out there, for joining us. You can also discover more by visiting us at Beyond50Radio.com. That is the number 50. Sign up for our weekly e-newsletter and stay up to date with what's going on in the world of Beyond 50, as well as upcoming programs.